Hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Some more. It's Politics with Laura here. And oh my goodness, where do I begin? There is so much going on within the Democratic Party, and they are just doing any and everything. I don't even know where to begin. Oh my goodness, I truly don't know where to begin. Wait a minute, I got Rumble. Let me try to get. Oh no, let me not do that. Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness, this should not be happening, but it is. Forgive me. I'm trying to get Rumble together. Let me see. How am I doing over here on YouTube? Okay, I'm doing well on YouTube. Let me check out. How did I wind up here? Oh no. Okay, just stick with me, stick with me, stick with me. Don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Okay. All right. I don't know how I lost. All right. Forgive me. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty. Oh no. Okay. Let me figure this out quickly. Okay. Okay. I think. Yes. Okay. I got it. All right. All right. Got the show on the road. Got the show on the road. Okay. There's a lot going on. Chicago is turning red. Democrats are crashing out, completely crashing out. They're in no man's land. And 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 I gotta say, everybody in the Democratic Party are just pulling their hair out. You got Antifa, 1, 2 ICE police officers. It's just a complete mess. Democratic Party has put all their eggs, shall I say, the Chicago Democratic Party put all their eggs into illegal immigrants. They're doing any and everything to hold on to their illegal immigrants. You have Mayor Johnson, who drafted ICE-free zones. Now, if you do not consider that, how can I say a brand of treason? And yes, I said the T word, treason. He is putting illegal people before the constituents, and he is also taking care of these illegal people with taxpayer money. I mean, come on. Now you have the Alderman. I don't know how you pronounce it, but you have Carlos Ramirez Vrosa, who is intimidating people, keeping other aldermen, a woman, to go in and to participate in a special call meeting to where they were talking about sanctuary cities. And this guy, I gotta show you who he is. This guy right here, you can't make this stuff up. Him, Carlos Ramirez Rosa. He's an alderman in Chicago. Yes, he kept one or a couple of the aldermen from voting on sanctuary cities because the constituents, Chicago's like, no, no, you found all this money to give to illegal immigrants. You opened up schools that you said that Chicago could not afford. You closed them down. Did all of that. Closed them down. And then all of a sudden, you got people coming in who did not put sugar, honey, nor iced tea into the United States. And then you're just giving them the red carpet. And you can't even do that for your own citizens. And you have that alderman, him, and a couple of others calling people out their name, calling them N-words and everything. Ninjas, you ninja. Now, I got to say, I don't know if he's a first-generation immigrant. I don't know. I don't know if he is an immigrant himself or a first-generation immigrant. I don't know what his status is, but for him to feel comfortable, to be disrespectful to other aldermen, but also to the constituents. Hey, yo, ninja, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Now he wants to come up, and I was like, what? Now, you know, Chicago alderman or aldermaniac Black Caucus calls for a council meeting leader to step down after alleged bullying. You can't make it up. Now you know that I don't know why that they didn't also add the racist rhetoric that he was given. Now, I wonder what he identifies as, because I sure enough know it ain't Hispanic. I know it's not. Nope. The man walks around with too much privilege. Oh my goodness. He's running around with way too much privilege. And now he had to stop, think, because the woman in a city council meeting, she told him. She said, you, all of you, and if let me see if I can bring that up, because when you look at everyone there, she said, we voted all of you in because we believe that you had something to give. We never thought in a million years you would do that. So as you look at everybody there, the only one who appeared to be native born was the mayor. Take my urine and come back. I gotta go downtown. Okay. I'm live streaming. People just love you. They wait till you live stream and then start talking to you. But so you have all of that. You have all of that going on. And then all of a sudden, it hits them. Oh my goodness. We need them. We are going to be we are going to be campaigning. We're going to be campaigning, and we need them to vote for us. Oh, they are crashing out hard. Democrats, you got Kamala. She don't know where to go. She is just in a complete mess. You have Maxine Waters. I know they have nothing to do with Chicago, but I tell you, their reach does reach there. And when you look at Lori Lightfoot, they're like, well, wait a minute. Lori Lightfoot wasn't that bad. Wait a minute. Let's go back to Lori Lightfoot. Oh, no, we messed up with Brandon Johnson. Oh, no, let's go back to drunk Lori Lightfoot. Oh, that's awful, but that's what they were calling her. So let's go ahead and let me just share something. Let me just share a little bit, because this stuff is a complete mess. You can't make any of this up. Let's see, is this it? I think this is it. Oh, yeah. All right. Fair use Fox News. Fair use Fox News. So here you're having a discussion on ICE agents that are they're saying after the excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's what I get trying to eat what do you call it? A Halls and talk. It doesn't work out. Sorry about that. So fair use Fox News, fair use.
Violence to America's streets, but Democrats are refusing to help. Yeah, and we're talking about the chaos that is broken out in Portland, Oregon, and in Chicago. The split screen you see here, the absolute violent assaults and riots happening as the governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, saying, I want to be clear, there is no need for military troops on the ground in the state of Illinois. Go out to Portland, Oregon, this same exact thing.
Now, can you believe this? He's like, oh, though there's no violence, we don't need anything. We don't need it. No violence at all. We are A-okay. Really? Okay. All right.
We're seeing there the same violence in the streets, more than 100 days of violent assaults on the ICE facility in Portland, as the attorney general there in Portland says that Portland is not the president's war-torn fantasy. Our city is not ravaged, and there's no rebellion. Joining us now, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. Madam Secretary, we just showed our viewers exactly the reality of what's playing out, and then the rhetoric of the Democratic leaders, and it seems to tell two different stories.
Yes, I've encouraged the governor of Oregon and of Illinois, and that attorney general should go down and spend some time with our ICE officers and with our Border Patrol officers and encounter the protesters that they do, because these individuals are shouting hateful things at them, threatening their families, putting their hands on them, and acts of violence are occurring on a regular basis. So
now this right here is completely outrageous. The Democratic Party is allowing this to go on. You have the Democratic governor is allowing this to go on. They are allowing these protesters, which some people have tied to Georgie Poo Soros, him, yes, funding this stuff and trying to bring globalism into the United States. And when the United States' citizens are saying, no, we don't want you or your globalism, you could go someplace else with that. That's exactly what the people, we the people, are saying. Now, the people who are cutting up a rug, majority of them are either, and this is going on Instagram, they're saying, hey, white liberal women, why don't you deport yourself and go with them? And then a lot of the other people who are violently protesting, or shall I say, just protesting, many of them are first generation or maybe second generation immigrants. And then you have those who are naturalized citizens. Very few native born Americans have anything to do with that. So it's quite interesting to see how that's going and how that's working out. And it's causing a big, how can I say, kerfuffle, a big kerfuffle in what's going on within the United States and how people are handling it. And it's trickling down to standing in a grocery store. I mean, it is wild. It's really wild. But let me see what else she has to say.
they're just sitting far away in safe facilities, some of them with protective detail, which is a very different situation than trying to clean up the streets and help protect the families and the victims of these criminals that have been roaming for far too long.
So during the break, you told us that there are actually some individual agents who have been identified and have bounties placed on their heads. Mm-hmm. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we had a really strange incident yesterday where we had a...
Before we even go into that, let me ask you. I thought Republicans were supposed to be violent racist. I mean, whatever happened to that narrative? I thought Republicans were violent, racist, hooligans. Well, I'm looking for the violent, racist hooligans. I really am, and I don't see it. I see it on the other side. I see the violence and thrown racism. Maybe. Well, you could be from another country and come here to the United States and be a racist. That right there is very possible. And if you have walked down the street with me and talked to some of the people that are from other countries and that are darker than you and they have racist tendencies, I mean, you can't make it up. Man, look, the U.S. has been importing more racists. It is what it is. However, it's becoming wild. That's the only thing that I could say. I could only say it there. But there's something else I want to show you. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, here. Now here, back to Brandon Johnson. Now he's holding a press conference on the National Guards, and this is what he's saying about making, well, first of all, fair use, Forbes, fair use.
Communicating with our,
assess whether there's a public safety threat, and if there is, then officers will be dispatched. Is it your understanding that that policy was followed on Saturday, and is that policy still in effect?
well, police department was called to arrive on the scene. They did. As I indicated yesterday, whenever a 911 call is dispatched to the local commanders, our local law enforcement shows up to do what they do, which is to serve and to protect the peace. The protocol that we put in place was necessary to reassure people that we are following the local ordinance while also making sure that we are fully assessing the circumstances which can ultimately lead to a full determination. That protocol is still in place, and in fact, we saw it on display this Saturday. What's disturbing about all of this is the fact that you had the federal government unleashing tear gas against police officers. I believe it was more than 24 officers were impacted. This is unconscionable. The President of the United States of America is literally pitting law enforcement against law enforcement. That's not the way it's supposed to be.
Okay, this is too much to listen to. And we all know that right there is not true. We all know that. He is talking out of the side of his neck. He created, Mayor Johnson created a hostile environment because he did not want to allow ICE to come in. He said that he was going to keep the illegal immigrants regardless of President Trump saying that these people have to be deported. Even though that Chicago is almost bankrupt holding on to the illegal immigrants while they are making, oh my goodness, they are making, building this huge company in Chicago, and they're going to have illegal immigrants working there. Now, at what point do American citizens, American naturalized citizens, and people that hold green cards benefit from what's going on? Everything is going towards illegal immigrants. So my question is this: are these the illegal immigrants that will be the American Great Replacement, that they'll take over American citizens? Naturalized American citizens? Are they going to be pushed aside and allow these people in so that they could pay them next to nothing? I'm asking for a friend. She really wants to know. Hold on.
That's why we had to put this clear protocol in place so that everybody knows that when our police department shows up, their first job is to make sure that that scene is protected and people are being serviced. In the event that scene begins to become clear that this is an ICE operation, obviously, without a criminal warrant, our local law enforcement will not dub as federal ICE agents.
Tonight, the Cubs are taking on the Brewers. Come on, Cubs.
I mean, Brandon is, man. Mayor Johnson, he's going to have a hard time living this one down, and he's going to be one of few American mayors that are going down in history as mayors who are circumventing the national Constitution. And I have to look into the state constitution, Illinois state constitution, and I know it doesn't say anything about no illegal immigrants coming in there. I feel quite secure in saying that none of the state constitutions, and I know the national constitution does not speak of allowing people coming here illegally and pushing aside the actual citizens and naturalized citizens. I just don't see that at all. But however, that's what this mayor of Chicago and other mayors are doing, the exact same thing now. I have to ask one question. How compromised are you, Mayor Johnson? Are you just as compromised as Mayor Eric Adams, that was an asset of Qatar? And that would explain the huge Muslim population there. I mean, it's huge. So, Mayor Eric Adams, was it worth the money that you received? Was it worth it selling out your country? I'm asking for a friend. The lady that lives down the hallway. I'm asking for her. Is it worth it? But however, oh goodness. All right, there's one more thing I want to show you. All right, fair use news nations. Now, this is the one that I found quite interesting because the left was talking about how the illegal immigrant children were put in zip ties and they were being arrested, and it turned out to be a huge lie. And I have to say, Democrats, the progressives, the left, you are prolific liars. And I don't like saying that, but however, it's true. Now, check this out. Fair Use News Nation did a great job. Just take a listen.
History lesson. I'd like to give you one. When masked men are deployed by an executive figure into our streets, when they are kidnapping people, entire families, naked, zip tying their hands and throwing them into U-Haul trucks, they're usually not the good guys. And in fact, it doesn't usually end well for anyone involved. I personally would call that the secret police.
Okay, well, you can call it whatever you want. As far as we understand it, ICE is following the law. You may not like the law,
but they are not.
But it is the yes.
They are not.
Yes,
Here's the
Okay, now the thing that she's not considering is that ICE is federal. Federal law and state law are two different laws. Okay. Now, federal law, the ICE agents have way more leeway. There are hostile Americans and naturalized citizens that are there prohibiting them from doing their job, which they can easily call them insurrectionists when you are basically going against the government to overthrow it. And that's exactly what they are doing. They are going against the government to overthrow it, to keep people that are illegal, that have no status into this country, that basically, as some people say, they broke in. And let me go ahead and just give you this quick analogy. I said it several times, and I'm going to say it again on this live stream. Why do you, let me bring this down so you can see me. Why do you, yes, I'm pointing at you. Why do you have a lock on your door? To keep unwanted people out. Let's just keep it simple. Let's not act like, and I've said this to people in person, and they looked me in my face and lied and said, "Oh, I don't have a lock on my door. Oh, I don't have a lock." I mean, the fact that they'll say anything to win an argument, they'll say anything to keep people that are illegal here. And normally when people do that, it affects them personally, either them personally or a family member or someone whom they married. Then they say dumb stuff like that. And they look you in your face and say stuff. "Oh, well, I don't have a lock on my door. Oh, I'll let anybody in." BS. I mean, the BS is just, it's there. It's a hot blob of hot, steaming, stinky manure right there. But let's go ahead and listen to her continue to do that babble.
Thing, Leland. We just had a press conference this Friday where we demanded transparency, accountability, and safety. The transparency
You
aspect
can demand
are
whatever
elected
you want,
officials.
Kat, you can demand whatever you want. You hold on. No, because you just said something that's not true.
The law requires that we are allowed to, that elected officials can inspect these facilities, but ICE hasn't let them do that. Why?
Yes.
Why
yes,
not? If they're following the law, no, they have not.
Yes, they have. Yes,
no,
they
haven't. This is a continual issue. You can say yes, they have, but it doesn't make you right.
I have some of your talking points here, including one of them that says that you're upset that people who have shown up with medication for their loved ones have not been allowed in. The law is pretty clear. You can show up to prison. I can show up to a prison and demand to see my loved one inside and deliver medicine. They're not going to let me in there either. And if I try to push my way in, I'm going to get arrested. I'm wondering why you all think that because you're protesting ICE, that you somehow have special privileges.
I love how these two totally.
The entitlement on, I have to be careful because I normally say progressive and left simultaneous, back and forth, but I find it interesting. Let me put this down again. Let me put this down. And I just want to show how the left, the progressive, all of them, not all of them, but they are so hot and heavy on this issue. How dare you do these to these illegal immigrants? They don't give a crap about American citizens at all. They don't give a crap about American citizens getting shot in the street. They don't give a crap about American citizens in Chicago. They don't care about the violence in there because it doesn't serve them. They don't live around them at all. Forget about them. Let them go ahead and boom, boom, boom themselves away. But we're going to keep these illegal immigrants and we want them here. Just the mental gymnastics that they go through to make these points and then smile in your. I'm an independent. I was a lifelong Democrat, and I'm just embarrassed because I did vote for some of this garbage that has manifested itself. Yes, I voted for it. Yes, I did. My eyes are completely open, and I'm just looking. I was signing my own death sentence, but let me continue on. Listen to her. Listen to her.
Separate things you just mentioned are completely different. These are families that I have watched who have been told by ICE to bring medication, life-saving medication to their loved ones. It is a processing center, so people aren't supposed to be there for more than 12 hours at a time, and they are tear-gassed.
Why do you think that somebody protesting ICE has any more rights than anybody else? If I go stand in front of the FBI office and try to block an FBI agent from leaving, I get arrested. It's pretty simple. Why should those rules not apply to you?
I don't think any of us have more rights than anyone else, but I think we have rights. I think we have the First Amendment, which I thought conservatives liked, but I guess not. Honestly, the reason I'm on this show is to let people know, let people that are watching your show, what is happening. I am a 5 foot tall, 110-pound woman who has been thrown by ICE 3 separate times, just existing.
Oh my goodness. She has been thrown by ICE. She's 5'2", was thrown by ICE. Why were you in the way? Why were you in the way? Again, this right. Oh my goodness. Look, they need to do some jail time so that they can put their feet firmly on the ferment, to put their feet firmly on the ground because they're in la la land. I look at some of this stuff and I think Kamala Harris, Democrats, Joe Biden, these are your children. You gave birth to this crap. Not crap, mess. You gave birth to this mess. This is what you did. But let her continue.
One of which I was trying to help someone not get run over by a car.
You weren't just existing. You weren't just existing. You were trying. You were just existing. You were trying to block federal agents or assist those who are.
I was trying to keep someone from getting run over by a van.
Maybe if the person wasn't standing in front of, federal agents, that wouldn't be a problem.
Look, you can talk over me all you want, but I want people to know This is what's happening on the ground, and you have rights.
What's
and I
happening?
know that things that
I'm
we're
still
being tear
confused.
gassed, that people are being taken from their homes. ICE agents repelled from Black Hawk helicopters and arrested naked children in the middle of the night.
No, they didn't.
That's a lie. Oh my goodness, that's a lie. That is a lie. These Democrats, you know, now whenever they open up their mouth, a lie flies out. And this right here is completely outrageous and oh my goodness. You can't make this stuff up. You truly can't. There was a police officer down in Texas who was playing with his son, and he put a zip tie on him and pretended to arrest him. And then they took that and used that for ICE, saying that they were arresting Black American people, which is not true. Now, what the left did, or the Democrats did, was they put the illegal immigrants in Black neighborhoods. That's exactly what they did. They did not put the illegal immigrants to where they are with their countrymen. No, they put them around Black American people. I mean, every major city. They did it in Chicago. They did it in New York City. They did it in DC. They did it in LA. Matter of fact, LA, they were over there bombing people and burning down Black people's homes to get it. I mean, it's completely outrageous, the things what they have been doing and allowed to get away with. Okay. Also, in I mean, I could keep on going on and on and on as far as these things going on. But then you have her, I think I'm putting it in the right place, acting as if they're doing nothing wrong. La da 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 da. I'm doing nothing wrong. This is crazy.
That's been completely debunked. That's been completely debunked.
Literally has not. I have watched a little girl be detained. I watched it with my own eyes.
No kids were zip tied.
I have watched a child be detained with my own eyes.
Okay.
And I get that things are scary out there, but if you're watching this, this will come for you eventually. And it will hurt your loved ones. And we all deserve our rights.
Okay, wait. Let me go ahead and stop right here. Let me put this down. Okay. At no time will Black Americans ever be deported. I'm going to say it again. You liberals need to stop with this foolishness, this stupidity, and these lies. If you were so concerned about American citizens having this happen, then you would have done something to help the Black Americans before it even got to this point. It is ridiculous. Okay. I feel better now.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think there's an important question.
I think you could disagree with me because you are.
I think everybody deserves their rights. But my question is this. Speaking of rights, and just in terms of being interested in what's best for Chicago, I used to live there. I love the city. I met my wife there. And in terms of what is the biggest risk to law-abiding citizens of Chicago, 5 dead, 25 wounded in Chicago in weekend shootings. The ages of victims range from 16 to 62. What's a bigger threat to the citizens of Chicago, the random gang violence and carjackings and shootings, or ICE?
ICE, because let's be clear, if you want to act.
I can't believe she just said that. ICE is more of a threat. Oh my goodness. This is what I'm talking about. She said that with a straight face. She said it with a straight face. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back a little bit and I'm gonna replay it again. And look how she says that with a straight face. The lie just comes out like she's inhaling and she's exhaling a lie. And she does it with ease. You don't see no facial distortion or nothing. She really is committing to that lie. Oh, my goodness. Let me play it back a little bit. Let me move back just a little bit.
ICE, because let's be clear, if you want to actually attack ICE, because let's be clear, if you
of Chicago, the random gang violence and carjackings and shootings, or ICE?
ICE, because let's be clear, if you want to actually attack crime rates, you would do that.
Did you see how her face? She just lied with ease, and her facial expression never changed. You can't make this up. You can't.
In red cities where crime is on the rise, not
No,
in blue ones where it's going down
that's
in a lot
not
of
true,
places.
but
Look,
okay.
I live in Chicago. You don't. I can tell you when conservatives describe Chicago as a war zone, that's first off nonsense, but the actual war zone is at that processing center where ICE is committing crimes against humanity, where there are dozens of people in a single
I just
cell,
say this
where
really
grandmothers and
respectfully.
pregnant women are sleeping on concrete, and where people
I just say this respectfully. It's a war zone though, not because people are standing on the sidewalk with signs. It's because you guys are trying to block federal agents.
I watched a group of people praying, and then ICE shot them with pepper balls. They were literally praying on the sidewalk.
Because there was already a riot there.
No, and there has
Yes.
never been a riot there.
Okay.
When I'm like, you can just say no, but this is what I've experienced. So to the people watching right now, you know, he can say whatever he wants. I have been there, and we deserve better. All of us deserve better.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below.
No, not that we deserve better. No, the illegal immigrants deserve better. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I mean, you know, America has been split right down the middle. Well, I can't right down the middle, but it's really between Democrats and Republicans. And the fight is with the illegal immigrants. Now, my thing, I'm going to say this again, and I got criticized for saying this. Let me move back when I say this again. Look, if you want them so badly and you want to support them so badly and you want them here so badly, do a GoFundMe. Do a GoFundMe, then you fund it, because the rest of the American citizens do not want to support people that are illegal. We cannot even keep up with our own health insurance. Now, look, Democrats may want to crash out and do anything to keep them and take this country and go into a bigger depression that we are already in, as long as they have their illegal immigrants and as long as those companies that are paying, like Tyson's Chicken, yes, them, they had fired over there in Illinois. They had children working there, immigrant children between 13, 14 to 15 up to 17 years of age, and they're working in these sites, and they're using chemicals, and they're processing the chickens. These we have child labor laws to where that right there is not allowed. Now they're doing this. Then they shut the plant down, fired all the American workers. Then they go over to not California, I'm sorry, New York City, to where Governor Hochul said, oh, we have 18,000 new jobs for illegal immigrants. Come, we will go ahead and we will employ you. When on Sam Hill did all of these politicians go against their constituents, because they're going to be begging for them next year to re-elect them? I don't see Governor Hochul maintaining her position. I don't see her maintaining it. Mayor Adams, I don't see him maintaining it. Mayor what's his name, Johnson, I know he's not going to maintain his position, and also the elders and aldermen, and also the city council people in Washington, D.C., Mayor Bowser, I mean, I hope you're gone. Oh, my goodness, you got to go. What you have done to the city is outrageous. I mean, you turned the city upside down for illegal immigrants, as all these other places have done. It is outrageous. And the fact that that woman could sit there, inhale and exhale that garbage that she was putting out there, Chicago. It's dangerous because of ICE. Get the hell, oh my goodness, you can't make this up. Oh my, you know, she said it with ease, and I bet she sleeps well at night. And you have many American citizens that are homeless. Now, I live in the DMV area, and I walk around and I'm seeing more homeless people, more homeless Americans that the politicians have abandoned their constituents for illegal immigrants that they're trying to make legal. Now, I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. They're trying to get at least 70 to 80 years of faithful block voters that Black Americans used to be, because I was among them. I was among the dumb people that were there, just so faithful to that corrupt party, right? Faithful, and never got anything for my vote. Now that I said, hey, Democrats, you're giving all these other people tangibles. What about me? No, shut up, vote, and we give you nothing. That's exactly, they didn't say it like that, but you could most definitely take it like that. And the fact that all of this is going on. Now, you know, going to the dentist, I used to go to the dentist twice a year. So many people have come into the DMV area that it took me 2 years to get a teeth cleaning. I mean, it's crazy. And everybody's getting all this free stuff. And if you're Venezuelan, oh, they give you the red carpet. It is crazy. Now, my thought is this. How many of these politicians are getting their hands scratched? How many? How many are you getting your hands scratched? They're patting your hand. They're putting money in your hand to go against your own country, bending the federal constitution. That's exactly what you're doing. And then you turn around and saying all these things about the Republicans. The Republicans are racist. Yo, Republican, do you know you're a racist? I mean, it is outrageous. The things what they do and how they sit there and lie on the Republican Party. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up at all. You truly can't. But there's something else I wanted to show you. There's something else, because oh my God, what is it called? Here it is. Now, what I showed you earlier is how Brandon Johnson was saying how ICE this, ICE that. They worked with ICE. They did all this with ICE. Lies. I'm getting ready to show you, let you hear for yourself. You can hear this for yourself, how Chicago PD did not assist the ICE agents that were being attacked. All right, let's listen.
55 in Kedzie, then they fled southbound at Kedzie, where that.
Let me go back a little bit.
From the scene, and one is for the hit and run. This guy fled from the scene at 37th Place in Kedzie. It all started at.
Oh, this right here, let me give you a little background. I'm sorry, fair use, News 4, WOAI, fair use in San Antonio. Now, this was when the ICE agent was hit by the illegal immigrant that dropped off his daughter at school, and he was on his way. Well, he hit the illegal immigrant. I don't know what his name is. He hit the ICE officer and drug him down the street. So go ahead and take a listen. Oh, and Brandon Johnson said, "Oh well, you know, we're over there helping them. We're helping ICE. We're helping ICE. We're helping." No, you're not.
I-55 in Kedzie, then they fled southbound at Kedzie, where that offending vehicle crashed. They ran the federal agent off the road.
Have them hold tight until I give you further direction, please.
If you guys can start heading there as quick as you can, and then just hold tight for instructions with 999.
So the chief of patrol, clear everybody up. We're not responding over there.
Radio check. And again, per the chief of patrol, we have all the units that per 999. Chief of patrol said all units clear out from there. We're not sending anybody over to that location.
Did you hear that? They turned. You can't make this up. They told the police officers don't go there. Don't go there. The ICE agents were there on their own. That's why President Trump has to send additional reinforcements, because you have Chicago and the mayor is like, oh, no, you're not going to help them at all. Zero help. Give them nothing. They are taking away our workforce. They are taking away the people that we want, because we're screwing over the American people anyway. So American citizens, naturalized citizens down in Chicago, screw you. You have been replaced. That is what they're doing. And it is outrageous for him to inhale, breath, exhale, lies. Oh my goodness. But that's what I wanted to show you. Let me see. There's something else I wanted to show you as well. This is just what this country is coming to. It is coming. I'm just so disappointed in the politicians, and I really shouldn't be. This is what they do. But here, this is the reason why they are bringing, President Trump is sending the National Guards to Illinois because of that. I just let you hear them canceling the call. So whenever ICE needs help, they're not sending police officers. So then if the ICE agents are eliminated by these people, right? By these people, then there's going to most definitely be a complete takeover. And that's exactly what's going to happen while you're sitting there screaming, Trump is a terrorist, Trump is this, Trump is that. No, it isn't. But here, the National Guard members from Texas are in Illinois in Trump's latest move to send troops to cities. And they have to, because you have these mayors and governors that are not providing protection. But here, Elwood III, Associated Press, the National Guard member from Texas, were getting settled at the Army Reserves Center in Illinois on Tuesday, the most visible sign yet of Trump's administration plans to send troops to Chicago area, despite a lawsuit and a vigorous opposition from the Democratic elected leaders. I don't see these people staying long. I see the voters voting them out. They are not serving the best interest of the citizens of this country, or even the city and the state of Illinois. So Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, who has accused President Donald Trump, of using troops as political prompts and pawns, and said he didn't get the heads up from Washington. That's a lie. He said it over and over and over again. And in fact, the National Guards, the troops were sent out several times before within the United States to keep peace, what was going on. So this is not the first time. I mean, I can go back to that. What was it? 18? What was it? 18? Oh my goodness. I care 18 something, but I know that they just sent them out during the 60s. They sent them out during the 50s. I mean, they had to send the National Guards to Little Rock, Arkansas, just for a little girl to go to school. So for this guy to flap his gums the way I'm sorry, I don't mean to get all emotional, but the Associated Press saw the military personnel in uniform with the Texas National Guard patch at the U.S. Army Reserves Center in Elwood, 55 miles southwest of Chicago. The trucks marked as emergency disaster services pulled in and out, dropping off portable toilets and other supplies. Trailers were yet set up in the rows. Oh man, I see these protesters doing stuff to their property. I see that. Look, I see them doing it. I see them being that. Oh, man, we're going downhill in a handbasket with gasoline draws on. Okay, but the guards' exact mission was not immediately clear, though the Trump administration has aggressive immigration enforcement operations in the nation's third largest city, and the protesters have frequently rallied at an immigration building outside of Chicago and Broadview, that's right outside Chicago. The protesters repeatedly have described Chicago as a hostile term, calling it a hellhole of crime. Although the police statistics show significant drops in crime, including terminations. I got to be careful of the algorithm. Trump's bid to deploy the military on the U.S. soil over local oppositions have triggered a conflict of blue state governors. Illinois and Chicago are urging the federal judges or a federal judge to intervene and stop Trump's long declared war on a state. What? Oh my goodness. A court hearing on the lawsuit is scheduled on Thursday. In Oregon, a judge over the weekend blocked the guards' deployment in Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon is, how can I say, Chicago 2.0. So this is what I want to point out. And what the lefts and what the Democrats are doing is insane. It is completely insane. If they have any sanity left, they have 1 inch of sanity left because they are completely off the rocker. Completely. But, however, if you want to, I'm going to drop a link on Rumble and on YouTube. If you want to come up and give your thoughts, please do so. If you like to, you can. Let me see. Where's that? But however, Mayor Brandon Johnson, he most definitely has his feet firmly in the ground. He's not moving when it comes to illegal immigrants. He's going to most definitely make sure that they stay in the United States, creating those ICE-free zones. Now, this is what he's not taking into consideration. Whenever you have people going from different places, because each state is really like its own country within the United States. So, however, the governor, so when you have people, let's say coming from Maryland and traveling to Chicago, that person is not a citizen of Illinois or Chicago. So that makes it an international thing. So if anything occurs with a lot is occurring and people are getting hurt, that allows Trump to supersede the governor and to go in there because there are issues that the governor and the city is not doing to protect people that are not from that state. So you have that going on right there. And they're saying, oh, it's completely fine. No, it's not. It is crazy there. It is absolutely crazy. You have over there in Portland, Oregon, to where Antifa and some other people have taken over a part of a city. They have taken over, and the mayor and the governor has not done a thing. people, they're losing their property value. Oh, it is absolutely bonkers. And they are doing absolutely nothing to protect the people that they swore that they would protect. And their constituents basically means absolutely nothing to them. So Democrats are crashing out. And this is what we have. You have people going to ICE, standing in front, blocking them to the point to where they're trying to get the people that are in custody, the illegal immigrants that are in custody, to break them out. And then let's say that you do break them out. Let's say you do. Where are you going to put them? Where? Because it's going to get to the point to where the citizens that are going to get tired of this mess, and then it's going to really go down. So I strongly suggest you go home, drink some tea, and look at the situation for what it really is. Let's bring it. Okay, let's go ahead and break this down. These people came with Joe Biden, and a large number of them did, but you had people that were there before Joe Biden even started this refugee program, getting people from all these other countries, all 140 countries. Everybody, their government is horrible to them, and they want freedom, and they want to come to America because America is free and you can do what you want. No, you can't. You can't. But however, that's what they think. So now you got all these people here that have free access to all of our resources. Okay, all of our resources. And they're on their scooters, because I see them all the time because I live in a sanctuary city. They're on these scooters that they didn't buy. Our taxpayers bought them for them to go do wheelies on down the street. And that's exactly what they're doing, wheelies, but I'm going to stop it there. You have that going on. And the Democratic Party is allowing it. Now, they're coming from all these places. Half of them don't even speak English. I mean, it is crazy. It is crazy. You got high school students who cannot work at McDonald's. They can't work at Taco Bell. They can't even work at Popeyes because you have all these adults that come here that don't speak the language, but they need a job, and they're taking all of the young people's jobs. What are they going to do now? These people have to work. What are they going to do? Mayor Johnson, what are your constituents, all your young high school students who want a job, where are they going to work at when you have all these illegal immigrants? You're putting them into these jobs and paying them less. But that's what they're doing. Now that, and they thought that Kamala Harris had it in the bag. She had the most money ever raised in American history, $1.3 billion she raised, and she lost. Donald Trump only raised, what was it, 300 million, and beat the slobber knocker out of her, while she's saying, well, I won by this, he won by this much. You want to stretch that down to that much? I mean, come on. You couldn't even handle them. You couldn't debate them. She spent all her time in the bathroom hiding. She would not even go and face him. And then every place where she went, and I gotta say, Kamala, you did a good job by being over budget by $20 million, and you have everybody upset at you. And all of a sudden, all of the interviews and things that you did, you paid those people. You paid them. You did. Oh my goodness. You can't make, you got Beyonce is trying to sidestep this, Kelly Rawlins, Oprah Winfrey. Oh man. What's his name? Roland Martin. You have all these people who are Democratic shills, especially Roland Martin. Oh my goodness, the biggest Democratic shield. And they did all this, and all of a sudden now, all lights on them because Kamala Harris told. She threw everyone under the bus. You can't make this. You can't make it up. You can't make it up at all. She threw everybody under the bus and she lost. She lost. And matter of fact, if she, I think about the legality of it. If she did win, would it be legal? Because she never primaried. She didn't get past the primary. It was simply just sort of given to her. Just given to her. So then if she would have won, would she have been the legal president? It is what it is. But I find that an interesting question. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So now you have Democrats that are crashing out. So much so. Oh my goodness. Ivy. Congressman Ivy and Senator Van Hollen of Maryland goes down to El Salvador. And I think he jacked up the president, jacked him up a little bit to see Abrigo Garcia. Yeah. And I still firmly believe that Kilmore had something on those two politicians. Go back and I go through it, connect some dots. I connect some dots there. There's something there. There's something most definitely there. But what are your thoughts? Please like, subscribe. Oh man, help me out here. Help me out. Like and subscribe and leave comments. I am trying my very best. On that note, I want to thank you for stopping by.